Hi, my name is Rob Darrow. I'm the professor for ED615, and I wanted to give you some quick tips about how to use Google Docs and Google Drive in this course. I just wanted to say hi by video, and now I'm turning off my video so I can just show you how to manipulate things in Google Docs. So in this short little video, we're going to first talk about how to make sure you are in your CSUMB Google Drive. Second, how to create your own Google Drive folder. Third, how to make a copy of a Google Doc. 4, how to rename the Google Doc so it becomes yours. 5, how to make sure Google Docs are placed inside your folder. And 6, finally, after you get everything organized, how to link the documents for your digital binder, and eventually those links will become important in how to turn in assignments. So first, we're going to talk about how do you make sure you're in your Google Drive. Now I've got several tabs open on my computer, so I'm going to click over on this other tab that says CSUMB. So this Google Drive, you can tell which Google Drive you're in by looking in the upper right-hand corner where the photo is. And as you can see my mouse moving to the upper right-hand corner to my photo, you can see it says robdarrow74@gmail.com. That tells me that I'm in my Gmail account, not my CSUMB Gmail account. So if I click on this photo and change, it gives me my options for my other Google groups and my other Google emails, and I'm going to click on the one that says Monterey Bay. So now you can see in the upper right-hand corner, it says Cal State Monterey Bay, shows a different photo of me, but that's the one that I'm in. The other thing to make sure I'm in this, I'm clicking on Drive to make sure I'm in my Drive in CSU Monterey Bay. So now you can see if I scroll down here, my different folders in my CSUMB Google Drive. See, I have class docs, section 80 folders, section 81 folders. These two folders, section 80 and section 81, that's where I expect you to create your own folder and put it in there. Unless you want to put it in your own Gmail account, which is fine too, but you'll have to do some moving and manipulating. So part of this video is showing you how to put your own folder into this drive here so that you can link everything together. All right, so we just covered how to make sure you're in your CSUMB Google Drive. So now we're going to talk about how to create your own Google Drive folder. So I'm going back to my drive, and again, I'm making sure I'm in CSU Monterey Bay Google Drive. And to make my own folder, now I want you to put your folder inside either section 80 or section 81. So I'm going to pretend I'm in section 80. I'm going to open up this folder, and I go up to the new button here, and I click on where it says folder, and then I'm going to call this Darrow Sample 2. And then I'm going to click on create, and now you'll see that in my Google Drive, I now have my original sample and my Darrow Sample 2. So that's how you create a folder. You go to the new menu, you choose folder, you give it a name, boom, you've created your own Google Drive folder. Now, the tricky part sometimes is making a copy of a Google Doc, renaming a Google Doc, and then making sure that Google Doc goes in the folder. So these 3 steps I'm going to share with you all together in one part here because they all go together. So a copy, rename the doc, make sure the doc goes in the right folder. So those are the next 3 steps we're doing. So I want to show that I'm in this folder, but for this class, you have a link to this particular document, and it's called the Digital Binder. The Digital Binder main document takes you to this page here. So the first thing you need to do is make a copy of this document. So right here it says, and again you can see right next to where my cursor is, says click here to make a copy of this digital binder. So I've already made my folder, so now I just have to click on this, and then I get this message that says copy. Would you like to make a copy? Yes, I would. So I'm going to make a copy, and then as soon as I click on make a copy, I'm going to rename this document. And I want you to rename the document first with the name of the document and then with your name. So I'm clicking up here in the upper left-hand corner, deleting some words here, digital binder dot Rob Darrow. So that's mine. And now I've got that. And then the final step is to make sure this document goes into my folder. And that's often the tricky part. But you've got to go to the File menu. You got to go down and find Move. Sometimes that Move icon doesn't pop right up and you got to hold the mouse down a little bit. I click on Move and I make sure I'm in My Drive here. I can see I'm in My Drive. I open up My Drive. I'm in section 80. That's where I made my folder. There's my Darrow sample 2. I double click here and move here. And then I move that there. And now it's all moved. At that point, once I have moved my digitalbinder.robdarrow document, I'm going to close out of that document so that I'm back on this main page because there are 4 other documents I need to put in there. So the next one is my reflections. So you're going to follow the same process, and I'll do all of these so you can see how to do it. Reflections is the next document that I want to go in that document. I click on this document. It says click here to make a copy. I get to my copy page. I make a copy. And of course, if your internet's a little slow, sometimes this takes a little time. I'm taking out the copy of part, and I'm calling this reflections. And instead of the word copy, I'm putting Rob Darrow. And then again, I'm going to File, Move, Section 80 Folders, Darrow Sample 2, and move it here, and move. And after I move it, and I've got it moved into my folder, it tells you that right here at the top. Then I'm going to click out of this, both of these documents, and go back to my digital binder page. So the next page I want to do this with, there's an assignment coming up that's called the Who Am I assignment. So I want you to have that template inside your digital binder. So I'm having you make a copy of that. Same process. Click on Who Am I, make a copy. When it pops up, you're going to change the name from copy of to Who Am I. And your name. And then go to the File menu, move into the folders, find my folder, move here, and move. So I've got those moved. I'm closing out of those 2 documents. And I see here that the next thing I need to move is the HSS module overview page, History Social Science module overview page. I click on this link. It opens up again and it says click here to make a copy. I make a copy. I realize this is a little redundant, but I felt it was important to do this so people could follow each step each time. And so once again, you get rid of the words copy of and put your name at the end. Having a little trouble getting that R in there. And go to File, Move, Section 80, Sample, move here, and move. And once I've got it moved, I'm closing out of those documents. And there's one more document I need to move, the HSS module development template. This you'll use later in the semester, but again, I want you to get all these organized now so we don't have to worry about them later. And I'm clicking on here to make a copy, just like I've done with those other ones. And when it pops up, I'm deleting the first part here. And same thing there, typing in my name, going to File, Move, going into my folder and moving there, move. All right, I now have all 4 documents in that same folder. So if I wanted to check that, which I'm going to do right now, I'll show you. I'm going to close out of all these documents because I just did it with 5 different documents. So I'm going to double check. So again, I can see I'm in my folder here, Monterey Bay. To get to my folder, to get in the folder, I go here. And I want to see that I have all those documents in there. So I'm going to scroll down. Here's section 80 folders, Darrow sample 2. And you can see in here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 documents. Those are the first 5 documents to put in your folder. And you'll eventually add other documents, but those are the ones, and that's how it should look, so that you've got it all in one place. Alrighty, so we've now made sure we know how to make a folder. We've done a copy, we've renamed it. We make sure that Google Docs are placed in your folder. The final step is linking these documents together. So the main document is the digital binder. Again, think of a print binder. This is like the index page. So on here, the current links that are here are links to the templates. But in this area right here where it says link to different parts, you need to create a link to your page so it's easy to get to for you and for me, as I will be looking over this stuff at different times to grade. So what I'm doing is I'm going to open up each one of these. So I'm going to open up first the reflections template. I'm opening that up. Up here, this is my URL for there. Oh, I don't need this yellow in here anymore. I can get rid of this. So I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to put my name here, just so I have that with my stuff on it. And then I need to copy this. So I am highlighting that URL. I'm going to edit, copy, or Control C. I'm then going to my digital binder index page. I'm highlighting where it says link to my reflections page. You got to make sure it stays highlighted. There we go. And then I go to edit. I'm going to insert a link, which can also be done with Control K. So insert link. This little link thing pops up. I paste the other part. I can do edit, paste, or Control V, and I paste it there and I click on apply. Now I can double check by clicking on this link to see if I did it right. So let's just check and see if it went to my page. There we go. So it's got my name and that. All right, so I've now linked that page. I don't need the reflections page anymore. Now I'm going back to my folder, and I'm going to do a couple of these at once now that you've seen me do it once. I need to link these other ones, the HSS module overview, the HSS module development, and the Who Am I template. So across the top, you can now see I have all 3 of those documents open. And I need to link them on my digital binder index page. So here's the Who Am I template. I'm going to do the same thing I did on those other ones. I'm going to get rid of the yellow stuff. And here I'm going to put my name. Then I'm highlighting the URL at the top. I need to copy it, edit, copy. I go to my digital binder page. I'm highlighting link to Who Am I document there. And again, you got to keep it highlighted. And then you go to insert, link, or Control K, and it pops up this little link space. I go to edit, paste, and it pastes in the URL, and I click apply, or I can hit enter and it will put it in there. So I've now linked those first 2 documents. The next one to link is the HSS module overview page. I'm moving my mouse up here to find the HSS module page. That's development. there's the overview page. So here's the one I need for the overview. I highlight this. I could delete all my yellow if I want. I'm not going to this time for the sake of this example. I'm going back to digital. And here's the overview. I highlight the overview document. This time I'm doing Control K and Control V, which pastes it there. And then the next one I need is the module development page. That's not the right one. Module development. I'm highlighting the URL. Again, I can do Control C or Edit Copy, and then go to my digital binder index page, highlight the link where I'm putting that in. I go to Insert Link, Edit. Whoops, that didn't work. So I'm highlighting the link, and then I have to go to my browser to paste in here, or I can do Control V, which would paste it in here. But I'm going to my browser and I'm doing Edit Paste. Whoops, I missed a step. It's good I'm doing this so you can see the steps you may miss on the way. So I'm highlighting this. I want to insert a link. So I'm inserting a link. And I need to paste a link there. So I'm going to go to Edit on my browser, Edit Paste. And it pastes that in. I click on Apply. Now, I want to double check that I did that right because I had some issues. So I'm going to cross check it. I'm going to click on this and it should take me to my HSS module development page. And let's see, yep, HSS module development. In fact, just so I know it's the right one, I'm going to put my name in there. And I'm going to get rid of this stuff because I don't need that anymore. And now I know I've made that change. So I'm closing out of these documents except for the digital binder one, because again, I want to double check that I did it right. And the way to double check it is, I've done all these links. So I'm going to click to see if this goes to reflections. And indeed it goes to reflections. Now the other thing I just realized is you can just mouse over an area. So I'm just mouse over and clicking on this, and it shows me a little photo down here. And I can see on mine here, it says, who am I? I'll click on it just so you can see that, but maybe some computers it does that, then just make sure you're in the right place. So again, here's my who am I activities. I'm all there with that. I'm going to close out of that. I'm going to mouse over these other ones, the module overview page, and look closely. Oh, that's still got yellow stuff on it. I'm going to click on that. I want the yellow off so that it's clean. Yeah, so here's the overview page. Got that. Highlighting that. And now I'm done with that. And then on the last one, I'm just going to mouse over and I can see it says development. Good. So then you've got 4 things listed here. You've got the digital binder template and you've linked to each one of these table of contents. Now also notice further down on your digital binder page, there are other documents here that will come in handy as we move along, and you will learn how to put those in there as well. So I hope this has been useful for you to put this together. I'll just show my picture one more time and say, if you've got any questions, let me know. You can also Google or look at a YouTube, and that can help you as well. So I look forward to seeing you soon, and that's this particular tutorial.